What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight we are playing the new Dash Anytime, as I've been calling her. Dash's ability is pretty sweet. It allows you to play items off the top of your deck for an extra resource, which is like actually kind of insane. I've laughed with a couple of my buddies over the last few weeks about how much more broken would she be if you could play 2-cost items just by pitching a blue off the top of your deck. So I mean, like, she's already pretty broken. I played a couple games earlier to try and get into the mindset of this hero so that I could, like, kind of walk through the lines and talk about it a little bit and talk about, like, you know, things that I feel like we might be able to, like, improve on as the night goes on. The list that I've put together is something I took away from one of my buddies, and he had an original build of the list, and then after watching the PTI event this past weekend where the Dash mirror was actually on camera, I changed the list to kind of fit more of that style of deck. Now, I wasn't actually able to get a hold of the complete deck list, but I tried to get similar in style of that, and our sideboard is actually just completely items with the idea that we're going to be trying to use our items to favor ourselves in certain matchups. Then we're playing Underloop in the sideboard, just because I think Underloop's a really good card against Dromai, and it also gives you some like anti-fatigue kind of style cards. So, all right. That's right, Ben. I'm slowly covering up my wall. Let's go, lads. Hey, what's up, Max? How are you? He's going to be dashing it out. Bad joke. Over for now. Oh, dude. Bad jokes are where it's at, man. I was like, bad jokes are fun, dude. I love it. Big Dash Daddy. Oh, man. I will take things I didn't think I'd ever hear on my stream for 100, Alex. That's hilarious. All right, so looking at the list, we're only playing 15 blues in our deck. We're playing High Octane and we're playing BIOS Update, which is interesting. I don't really know. High Octane feels like a must with the Symbiosis shot. Symbiosis shot just feels so good. But I think BIOS Update is also kind of necessary because there's 14 main deck items that we have on our list. And I think having BIOS Update to kind of just, like, if we see a really good item off the top, we're like, hey, you know what? We can boost this. We don't care. So looking like BIOS Update looks to give us some more explosive potential. I'm on a 1 of Toma Fiendel. I like Toma Fiendel in this deck because you can crank, like, you don't have to have High Octane to play it. You can actually just play items off the top of your deck and gain extra action points and then play this. So this card has a little bit more versatility in this deck, in my opinion, with this hero. Also, I'm a little stuffed up tonight. I think I forgot to take an allergy pill this morning. I feel like I'm getting so old because I have to say I forgot to take an allergy pill this morning, and so now it's kind of catching up with me. When I look at sideboard cards, I have 3 copies of TikTok Clock. If you have played the mirror and you have not played against TikTok Clock yet, then hopefully we get to see how cool that is. I actually got to play this off the top of the deck the other day, and as an instant when my opponent didn't block a zipper hit, and I got to blow up a Teklo Pounder and a Teklo Core. It was insanely broken. Playing TikTok Clock off the top of your deck is so good. Fuel Injector is like, the original list had 1, but I think I added another just because I want some blues in there. I think blues are good, and I think this card also plays well into Icelander. So Backup Protocol Red. Backup Protocol like Red has probably been one of the cards that's impressed me the most. With with just commons from this set. Like, this card is so good. It's crazy to me how good this card is. We'll go first against Viserai. And then we have 3 mini force fields, which have Ward 4, which is kind of cool. And then we have 3 underloops, just kind of as like a recursive piece. So I'm going to be honest. I don't really know. Like, we have AB built in with Accelerator. I don't really know that we want to change anything. Like, I think we just want to play our list the way it's set up. Here comes Carly with the Ethernet cable so she cannot lag while she's playing Fortnite. Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's just play the 60. Let's just play the 60 and see what happens here. I mean, like, without a Spark of Genius or an item here, like, I think we're just gonna arsenal the BIOS update. I was like, yeah, like normally like with 14 items and there being 17 ways to find an item on turn 0, it's pretty unlikely that you don't see something on turn 0, but it does happen. Backup Protocol Red, dude. Backup Protocol Red is like not only one of like I think is going to be like a staple in CC if I'm being honest. Like I think in Mechanologist decks, especially in the new Dash, Backup Protocol Red will be a staple. It's also probably one of the best items you can draft. If you're drafting and you are not drafting Backup Protocol Red early, in my opinion, you're doing it wrong. Slogism. Good lord, what is this? Like Pummel Visceri? I don't even know what the book does. I can't remember. Draw a card if an attack... Draw a card. If an attack action card and a non-attack action card were pitched this way to create a rune chant token, feels kind of... I don't know. Feels kind of mid. I haven't really seen anybody play that yet. I mean, I guess let's just put the pedal to the floor here. Let's go get them. I think I'm just gonna say let's boost over that, honestly. Like, I think I'm just gonna boost over this and let it come into play through the BIOS update effect. I could pitch my blue 0 to 60 and play it, but I'm not using my resources for anything else because of the Symbiosis shot. If it were Pistol, like if we had Pistol instead of Symbiosis shot, I would consider playing it in hopes that we find another item so that we could pitch our yellow 0 to 60. I don't know. I've only played like one game with this deck, guys. So like, or 2 games, I think, like with this hero that's not been draft. So you guys are kind of like looking at like you guys are kind of getting to see like my first takes on stuff. I don't see a reason to crank here. I'd rather keep the counter on it in case like they seem like they're playing a pretty defensive deck here. I think we can get over over their blocking abilities this turn, but just in case we can't. Sigil of Suffering, okay. I'm not gonna pay. So I could Arsenal this, or I could just swing 4 here and just almost guarantee the Boom Grenade. I think I'm just going to swing 4, not boost, because I think that Spark of Genius is going to be pretty good for us. Like, being able to draw into the Spark of Genius is going to be pretty solid here. Hopefully they don't have another defense reaction. Hopefully we can just push through 7 points here. Okay, and we do. Awesome. His hand's, like, not great, honestly. Like, it's a little awkward. My gut feeling tells me to play Hadron Collider, Crank, and then Spark of Genius for 0. Getting a Tekla Core. Arsenal the Zipper hit. Yeah, man, I hate to like waste 2 counters on that, but I think it's what we need to do right now. I mean, I guess I could get a Boom Grenade. I could also get an Optical Monocle. I think Tekla Core is just our best card here to get. Just makes us so resource efficient. Okay, so we need... Let's see, we boosted over an item yet? No. So we need... two, 3, 4, 5, and we have exactly 5 resources. I guess I could just sit on the Heist if I wanted to. Like, I don't need to play the Heist this turn. I could just Arsenal it. We could also Arsenal the Hadron Collider here if we wanted to. I don't know. We have a couple of options of things we could do. I'm also just kind of waiting to see like a High Octane. High Octane is how we're essentially we're just going to try and use High Octane to use our Symbiosis shot to abuse to abuse our opponent here. I mean, there's not an item here. Yeah, let's crank this. And then there's also no guarantee that we're going to hit one. So I'm honestly kind of inclined to just play my hand out without using my Goliath Gauntlet and wait on a later heist to actually be able to use my Goliath Gauntlet to get max value here. So let's boost. I mean, this being for 10 is pretty solid. Okay, they must have a good hand. I mean, I guess I could have used the... Like, I guess I could have used Goliath Gauntlet just to push through damage, but I don't know that that's really where I want to be. And I think I'm okay with just, like, looking at their hand here. That also feels really good. Knowing that we're drawing into a high octane is pretty sweet. Probably means we'll end up just arsenaling the high octane on our next turn. Trying to play, like, our 3-card hand for whatever it's worth, and then from there, we'll take a high octane in the arsenal. Okay. Or our opponent's just going to concede. I don't know if their hand wasn't good or what. Like, they were blocking pretty effectively, and then they just stopped. Don't really know what was going on there, but, I mean, a win's a win, right? And tell you guys that, if I was playing at a ProQuest, I wouldn't complain about getting a win. I honestly, so, like, when I play cards, like, I never really want to get a buy. Honestly, like, getting a buy is just, like, kind of disappointing, and it's, like, kind of, like, takes away from the experience. Like, I go to play cards. But at the same time, like, I mean, at a ProQuest, I really wouldn't complain too much about, you know, a buy, because buy's pretty good. Like, it's free low, as they say. We're going to bring in the Visiratronic model. We're going to bring in the fuel injectors. I mean, I guess that could be kind of good. Backup protocol red could also be pretty good. We'll be on 17 blues, and maybe underloop is good enough. Or maybe we're just trying to play like hyper aggro with 17 blues. Cut Toma Fandle, I guess. If we cut Toma Fandle, we can cut another red card that may not be that great. Like, BIOS Update could be a blowout. Like, we could get blown out if we had something like that. But BIOS Update offers a lot of value. Heist, I mean, let's just play 61. Like, I don't know. We'll just play 61 and see what happens. This would be, like, a great opening hand. Like, if I was going first right here, it'd be play the Hadron Collider, crank, play the Boom Grenade, no crank, and then pass. Pitching the throttle, obviously, and then we just arsenal the harpoon. I mean, I think we're just going to save damage here. So this is an interesting situation. I really want to play the Teclocore off the top of my deck. Oh, dude, you tore one of your muscles? Dude, that hurts like crazy. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope, were you doing something fun when that happened at least? So I think I want to make sure that I get the Teclocore into play. So I'm going to actually play the Teclocore first off the top of my deck because I know it's an instant. So even if they like do something that's going to make me discard a card or like pay some resources here, I can at least set up the Teclocore guaranteed this way. And then if I'm able to play my other items, I will. So let's play Hadron Collider and see what they do. Choose if you want to crank. Yes, I actually will crank. And then I'm going to play Boom Grenade. And no, I won't crank. And then I'm just going to pass. Having another Hadron Collider in my hand's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also, like, it's not great. Like, it's just kind of a 1 for 3 if you play it from your hand with crank. So, best played off the top of the deck when you don't have to crank it, but you have that option if you want the extra action point. Yeah, I'll just pitch this, I guess. Like, that's fine. I'm curious to see if they like play something in response to me getting resources. I think Goliath Gauntlet's just going to be damage in this matchup, so I think we're just going to... I think we're just going to use Goliath Gauntlet to like try and push as much tempo as we can here, even if our opponent has a Blizzard. Even if our opponent does have a Blizzard here, we have the blue to pay for it, and we'll still have 2 resources left, which means we can actually just pitch the Expedite to play the Throttle if we want to. And we can boost. Might not, just to keep the Harpoon on top of my deck. Harpoon's like one of the better cards that like Mechanologist has access to at like in general. Like Harpoon's just insane. So if I play this first... Yeah, if I play the Expedite first and they have a Blizzard, then I can actually... Yeah, if I play this first and they have a Blizzard, I can actually activate Heart and still play my Throttle here. Yeah, we might as well boost. Yeah, that's fine. So we boost away that. We're coming in for 8 here, which means the Boom Grenade's gonna hit unless they have like an unmovable. I mean, I guess they could have 2 defense reactions. Okay, so they had 3 defense reactions. I mean, I would be lying if I said I thought there was a cold chance in anything that they were going to stop us from hitting that turn, but they only get so many of those turns. So kind of disappointed we didn't get value out of the Boom Grenade there, but... Probably just going to look to Arsenal one of the BIOS updates. I mean, if they want to pop Storm Striders this early in the game, I think I'd call that a win, honestly. So we'll play BIOS update. Yeah, we'll keep the blue in our hand. Okay, so I'm definitely not going to boost after this. Want to keep the high octane. And then I guess we can... I guess I'm not going to shoot the pistol. It only has 2 counters on it, and I want to make sure that it like stays with counters on it so that I can do my best to get value out of it. I'll just go ahead and block 2. They have shown us that they have Command & Conquer, but we don't have another piece of blocking equipment. So blocking a dominated Command & Conquer is never... Like, we're never going to be able to play around that. Wonder what they kept. We are drawing into a blue here, so like only 17 blues in our deck, and we're seeing a pretty decent amount of them like kind of early. So I mean, I guess like that could... I mean, I guess that could change. Yep, so let's come in for 5 here with our blue 0 to 60. Maybe since I was going to draw blue, there was a world where I wanted to keep my backup protocol blue and play it. I could play it and crank it and get an extra like shot out of the pistol here, or out of the symbiosis shot. It's technically a gun. Really wish Heist had more value here. Like... was really hoping to hit an item off the top there. It's kind of funny, like, how little you actually do it when you have 14 items in your deck. I don't know if, like, in CC, like, there just needs to be more. Like, I'm not really sure, like, what the call is on that. No, don't undo. I hit the space bar one too many times there. So we do that, and then we're going to shoot the pistol one more time here. Just trying to put as much pressure on our opponent as we can. And then I guess I'll Arsenal this. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm excited about it, but... I'm just going to take 6 here. So let's come in for throttle. Let's come in with throttle for 4. Interesting. Tells me they don't have a way to play it and fuse it. Their hand must be kind of awkward if that's the route they're wanting to go. So if I want to keep the throttle here, I could pitch the expedite to play throttle without boosting Arsenal the boom grenade, and then try to set up a moderately explosive turn. But they also haven't played a channel like Frigid yet, which, like, I mean, they're playing a lot of non-ice cards here, but I could also just pitch the boom grenade to play throttle. I mean, I really don't want to Arsenal this blue throttle. So if I Arsenal this blue throttle, that looks like me playing expedite, like playing boom grenade, then playing expedite, no boost. Or I guess I could play expedite boost and then play boom grenade. Like, I think this is just our, like, I think this is the best line. I hate to boost away like a red throttle knowing that it's there. Like it's just like one of our more explosive cards. It's like it's the 2 for 6 on our deck, so. Is our opponent going to go to 15 here? Okay. Arsenal this. I mean... So what does our hand look like here? We play High Octane. Play Boom Grenade, Crank. Play Medics. Activate Heart, come in with Throttle. So we get to attack for 10 here with a Boom Grenade in play, and we get to Arsenal the High Octane. Or play this, Crank, attack for 9, play this at the end of the turn, Arsenal High Octane. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is... I was like, this is probably going to be like a Wounded Bull or something if I had to guess. I mean, yeah, I think I'm just going to 13. I don't think they've thrown, like, a single arcane spell at me this game. Like, I literally don't think they have. I think it's been all attacks for them. Yeah, let's Crank, and then let's come in with a Throttle for 9. I guess that could have been a reason to play it beforehand and Crank. I don't know. I mean, because now I can't pay, so we're just like stuck with the Boom Grenade and our High Octane. So I guess I took a little bit more of a greedy line here. Okay, so our opponent's just going to Coronet Peek us here. They're going to go to 13 and Coronet Peek us. We're going to discard the Boom Grenade. Okay. I mean, I guess we're going to pick War. Like, it's a little unfortunate, but... I mean, this is just going to be met with a card and... Okay, or they're going to do that. So flash this in. I mean, they might give us a card and Gauntlet here. Being able to put Boom Grenade in would not be for nothing. I mean, that would be pretty good. I don't think there's a reason to crank here. Like, having the extra action point doesn't really do anything for us. This costs 2. I guess I can't play that because of the war. So I could shoot the pistol for 2, pitching a 0 to 60 here. Attempt to like give myself the lead, even though if I do that, they're just going to shoot me. They'll probably just go to 10 and then shoot me with... They'll use Tunic to Waning Moon me here. Pitch their ice card to Coronet Peek me, and then Arsenal whatever's left. That feels like what they would be up to here. It's like, it's probably what I would do if I were them. Yep, and we take 3. Yeah, let's just pitch the Boom Grenade, I guess. There's no reason to keep it in our hand here. I could play this off the top. I could just go here and then have nothing left. Pay 1 for this and then come in with this and then play this. I just don't feel like we're like really like able to like set up enough. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to play that beforehand if I want to like put the Monocle into play. So I'm actually... Okay, that's not bad. It's actually really not bad. Especially if we're able to like try and put them on the back foot a little bit here. Like, because they have to give us a card in their Gauntlet here. Our opponent reveals Command and Conquer. Like, I don't know why they would reveal a card they're not going to block with here. Like, if they take anything, they're taking an additional, what, 7? We have a yellow one and a red one. So, I mean, they're taking 7 more. So I'm going to play the Fuel Injector off the top. And then I don't think with 2 cards in an arsenal, my opponent can kill me. So I'm just going to pass. Yeah, let's just block 6 here. We'll go to 8. Let's come in for 3. So if this is a scolding, keeping this isn't going to save me, right? So they don't have Tunic, so pitch a card, activate this, 2 floating, pitch this. Yeah, so they can't do it all here with 3 cards in their hand. So I think we're good to keep attacking here. Like, they can definitely deal some damage to us and put us in a bad spot, but they can't actually kill us from here. I don't really want to give up my accelerator here to try and push through more damage. I don't think that's correct. And I guess I can actually just use this to play this, which is really good. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. Let's just go ahead and put the Teklo core into play. I feel like we might as well here. So if we play war, if we choose war off our 2 resources, we can attack and boost and then attack and not boost. Or I guess I could just boost and then pass. I guess I could just attack with no boost and pass. Or if I choose peace, I can pitch this to play this and then arsenal my high octane. Like, they have a lot of hands that could punish us. They also have some hands that could, like, with all their attacks, they have a higher chance of being able to punish us than not. So I think we need to play offense here in some way. Yeah, so it's as though it were an instant. So I actually can't play it off the top of my deck, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I wonder if it works that way. I guess I have to do it beforehand, right? So, yeah, okay, so it won't let me do it. Okay. Yeah, I should boost. Like, there's no reason not to. I just want to be... I'm probably just going to go ahead and throw the symbiosis shot at my opponent, too. Like, I understand that I want to be... Like, I want to keep as many counters on it for the pistol next turn, but... I think it's just more damage. We're just putting our opponent closer to 0 here. Definitely does not feel like we're winning this game at all. Like, this game has felt like it's been going downhill for a few minutes now. And I'm sure I've probably not played enough setup, or maybe I played too much setup some turns. I'm not really sure which it would be. Like, we've just allowed our Icelander opponent to keep like 3 cards multiple times. Yeah, I might as well. And I guess I'm just forced to go to 3, and like they can probably kill me. I don't know. AB3 is pretty tough to get through. I guess they could respond if they had. Like, they probably feel like... I see Cold Snap is so good right there. So good. No step on snake. I've spent most of my life trying to avoid stepping on snakes. Trying to avoid that if I can. No, I won't pay. Like, it's really bad for us, but... And then... Okay. I guess they just didn't have anything there. Like, I guess if they had an Ice Bolt, technically, instead of an Emeritus Scolding, I would actually stay alive by having the 2 resources floating. But if they had it, I'm dead there regardless, because I have no cards in hand. Like, there's no world where, like, they have an arcane spell and I'm not just dead. That doesn't make any sense. There's our second fuel injector. I'm still celebrating Arizona hitting the Dodgers with the old Yeetus Deetus last night. D-Pax fans say no step on snake when we win. Oh, I didn't know that. I actually did not know that. Yeah, I saw it. Aren't they up like 3-0 on the Dodgers, dude? Like, aren't they just taking it to the Dodgers? Like, which is like kind of crazy. I don't know that anybody expected that, or maybe I haven't kept up with enough baseball this year. I just like one of the guys that I actually play Flesh and Blood with. His name's Hal. He's he lives in Arizona. I know him through the stream and stuff. Oh, it's over? Thought they played best of 7. They only play best of 5, like in the beginning, the divisional series. I don't really know if there's any way for us to get out of this from here. Like, I don't really think there is, but yeah, I didn't realize that they just played. I didn't realize they played best of 5 in the divisional series. Interesting. That's cool. Wow. So they swept the Dodgers? Wow. So if I spend 1 to play this, I can activate it and get a blue back. I mean, yeah, might as well. And then we get a blue back this way, and then we prevent 3. And then, yeah, I was like, they're Waning Moon us. They could have Waning Moon us at any point there to kill us, but yeah, I'm not really sure where I went wrong that game. We took 12 on that turn. I wonder if that was the Scar for Scar and Wounded Bull turn. It probably was. Not really sure where I went wrong there that game. If anybody has any thoughts, I'm open to suggestions. Like, I could tell that it didn't feel good that game at all. Like, I did not feel like I was playing that well that game. And I don't know if it's me or if it's the fact that we had 17 blues. I'm not sure. I think we still want to go first, even into aggro decks, because we're trying to set up as many items as possible. This feels like a mini force field matchup. This 100% feels like a mini force field matchup. So if we're bringing in mini force fields, we're probably going to cut Hadron Colliders. We're going to trade offense for a little bit of defense here, kind of like helping us block a little bit. This is an interesting hand. This is a super interesting hand. So I can play backup. There's no reason to play backup Protocol Blue here. Like, there's no world where I'm just going to put the Techlocore into play, is there? Or am I just going to spin the Boom Grenade? Honestly, I guess I'm just going to play it. I'm not actually going to use it, but I guess I could pitch this to activate it. Nah, we'll just hang on to it. We can always crown it away if we need to. Drawing into Spark's actually not bad because we can go get... we could use our extra resources to go get a mini force field and crank it and then keep our turn going, which is not bad. Or we could use it to go get a... We could go get a... We could go get a Boom Grenade if we wanted to. Like, we have options. I mean, I guess I can just, like, I don't need the extra resources, I suppose, so I can just do away with the Boom Grenade, which I think is pretty okay. That's pretty good. I don't think I can spend the whole game blocking, so I think we're just going to take 4 here. And they might Katsu into, like, a Bonds, I don't know. But, like, when they have the, like, Natty Katsu line, I just don't think... if I start blocking now, I'll block all game. So he's just going to go get Dishonor. I mean, dishonoring -IO is actually pretty good. So if I give the medics and the heart here, I don't think I want to activate the backup protocol here. I don't think there's a reason to. So Techlocore resources go off. Let's go High Octane. Guess we'll throw 0 to 60. We gave up a lot of blocking equipment there on the first turn of the game. And we still took 12, or we still took 8, I guess. I'll Spark. I mean, I could go get a more mini force field if I wanted to. I could pitch for this, get a mini force field. So if I pitch into this, I'll have 1 floating, which means I can mini force field, not crank, arsenal the card that I draw. If it's an item that costs 0, I can play it. Or I can go get a boom grenade here. I think we're just going to go get something that costs 0. I mean, yeah, if I get... I guess I don't want to crank because I already have the action points. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, the High Octane. Yeah, so I didn't need them. So I'm going to say no to cranking. I'm going to come in for 4 with Go Again. Our opponent just like, they try to stop the boom grenade there, and then we'll just shoot our opponent 2 times with the symbiosis shot here, putting our opponent to 33. And then we'll try to block efficiently next turn and use the harpoon and the boom grenade to our advantage. And we draw 0 attacks. That is probably, we literally drew 3 items, so our hand doesn't even block. This is like one of the more unfortunate things I think I've ever seen. Like, what, does this hand even do anything? Yeah, like this hand like doesn't even really do anything. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna block with BIOS update and heart and hope I can stop mask here, and then I'm going to yeah, and I guess I'm just like so I'm not even gonna get to play my harpoon here because I just literally cannot block enough. So boom grenade crank. Play Techlocore. And then I'm stuck putting this in my arsenal or keeping it in my hand. I can go to 20 and arsenal this, which is pretty good, or I can go to 23 and just not arsenal a card. I mean, I think we just need to block here. Like, it's been very... Yeah, we have to crank, and then we're just going to play Techlocore. And, like, am I just going to arsenal this and just let it sit there forever? I mean, I'm down 10, so I guess I could block and then, like, try to play it one turn. Oh, no, I'm just gonna pass. Like, the funny part's I haven't even boosted over an item yet, so like I have no actual way to... I mean, this just allows them to Katsu and like set up the rest of their turn. And the game or two I played today before I was streaming this, I drew a lot better than I am right now. Like, I feel like these have been some rough draws. They get 100 wins. Okay. You banish in there, Budro. I mean, it's like if he wants to break breaking scales here, I think I'm okay with that because it's not even on a mask effect. Oh, so we take 2 here, go to 19. And then our opponent comes in for 4. I mean, this is 4 on hit mask, so I'm just forced to give both of my cards here. That or give my opponent mask. Like, and we can't afford to give our opponent mask at this point in the game. So we're just going to play this and pass because there's nothing else we can do. Like, again, this hand is good if we're not down 18 points. This hand's great, especially with the Teklo core out. Like, we can, like, you know, like, BIOS update and opt a little bit until we find an item on the top. Like, we just can't... We just can't keep our entire hand here because we're down... We're now down 20 points after taking the Kodachis. I mean, my opponent's hand is not great, thankfully, but... Just tuned in, down 18, time to believe. Yeah, gonna be a lot of believing, Drew. Gonna be a lot of believing, buddy. I mean, I guess keeping BIOS update and a boost card gives us the most effect. I could just, like, go to 7. He can't Breeze Rider boots this. I mean, I guess, like, yeah. Like, our out, I guess, is to, like, hit some insanely crazy draws here. Like, down 26, we just have to have, like, a crazy turn. Let's bottom that. Let's bottom that. Let's bottom that. I mean, we're just looking for items at this point. I mean, let's bottom that. We don't want that on top of our... Like, we don't want to boost that away. If we don't see an item in 8 cards, or I guess 9 cards, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Okay, yeah, so we opted 5 cards to the bottom, and then boosting shows us 3 extra cards off the top, so I guess 8 cards. So no item and 8 cards that we could put into play or get value off of there, so... I mean, I guess I won't use it. So, I mean, this needs to be blocked. Like, this feels like this has to be blocked, although our hand is, like, very good. I mean, there's no items over here. We can Goliath Gauntlet and Heist for 7, and then Symbiosis Shot to 9, and then we can break Accelerators and come in for 11. I mean, so if my opponent's turn is, like, kind of lackluster after this, we can, like, try to make something happen here. I mean, if he has a 0-cost card in his hand, he can just turn this into, like, a whole combat chain. So I'm going to take a chance that I can go to 3 here and be okay to try and swing 11. Hopefully he's got like a 1-coster in his hand or something, because if he can go get bonds from here, we're in bad shape. Oh, he just had the bonds. Didn't need to find that he just had it. So, and he has the complete combo line. So I'm going to block 3, stay at 3, and then my opponent's going to throw Dishonor at me for 4, and I'm just going to die because I have an item in my hand. There's nothing else I can do about it. I mean, yeah, like, so we had one hand that had 3 items in it early on, and then the next time, like, and then our hand that actually had a BIOS update, we saw 8 cards and didn't see a single item. Impossible, no, but improbable, very much so. Like, there's 14 items in the deck, and we didn't see a single one of them. I don't know. Like, that seems pretty sus to me. We also haven't got to play or use high Tome of Fandle not a single time tonight. We're 1 and 2, and like the draws we have been extremely medium so far. Okay, well, like, God, hate people that want to play this deck online. Mini Force Field seems good here because of Ward. Is this a combo deck? I mean, it's not exactly a combo deck. It's more just like a value-oriented deck that like plays items. Like, and we're just trying to get value off of our items over the course of the game, is really what we're going for. So I guess it's not really like a, it's not really a combo deck, but I mean, it could be conceived that way because we're trying to stack up our items here. I don't think there's any way it's right to play 65 cards. We'll just cut this. It's a 1 for 3. I'm going to cut Tome because I don't want to... I'm going to cut Tome because I don't want to boost over that. Yeah, so we're just going to play Mini Force Field and pass here. Now, my opponent can just choose to sit and pass, like, for 4 turns if they want, but if they do, this thing bought us just, like, some free turns. I'm just going to Arsenal my High Octane here. Like, they'd have to do something pretty crazy for me to actually consider giving my High Octane here to, like, Arcane Barrier. High Octane is, like, a super power card for us. So even if they, like, I mean, they activate Crucible and then play this, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna block 2. Like, I don't mind to keep the Expedite in my hand. It's just it's a good value card here. I mean, yeah, I'll pitch it to, like, prevent some damage here. They had a pretty good turn 0, but so did we. Mini Force Field is, like, one of the better cards in our deck at actually combating what Kano is trying to do against us. Having Ward 4 is just really solid. Yeah, we'll just let the force field eat that for free, which is like so good. There's so much value in us doing that. Like, it just get wrecked. That's so good. Mini force field is like way better than I ever thought it would be in this matchup. Like, that felt really good. To take nothing, like to pitch nothing and to take nothing off of a sonic boom, that feels really good right there. Let's play our high octane, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in for 3 with go again. And then with our action point, I'm going to go get a Teklo core. I think that's the correct thing to get, is just to go get a Teklo core. Teklo core lets our turns be pretty explosive. We draw a boom grenade. So we play boom grenade. Yeah, I'll crank. I'll come in for 5. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to keep pitching the boom grenade, like pitch the boom grenade that I just drew instead of like actually playing it and trying to make it happen. Like, instead of like playing it, because I'm only going to get value out of it this turn. I mean, and I'm going to use my Spark of Genius to go get another item here. Okay, they're just going to block 6. Stopping the boom grenade effect. And then... I mean, we could just go get another Teklo core. I could just go get a boom grenade and like try to push damage next turn. No, I won't crank, and then I'll play a Teklo core and I'll pass to my opponent here. So overall, this was a pretty good turn, I think. Like, all things considered. And yeah, we just like... I mean, the Tome of Ether went's pretty good for them, but man, like we drew 2 items in a hand where we did not want any items. Like, we wanted 0 items. And with 2 Teklo cores in play, I'm going to be honest, I don't even think I really cared about resources here. Like, our hand does so little actual damage that, like, our opponent can just block. Like, our opponent literally just blocks with 3 cards here and then gives us a card on this, and then we're just, like, up a creek. This is going to be for 3, so I'm just going to take 1, and then I'm going to pitch my Optical Monocle here to actually prevent 3 of the Ether Spindle. Like, they're playing blue Ether Spindle, which is, like, pretty interesting. That's not something I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen that before from a Kano deck, honestly. I think I'm just going to Arsenal the red Boom Grenade here. Like, I don't really think there's a reason to play it. We already have one in play, and our hand is lackluster enough as it is. So like, we keep boosting all of our like attacks, and we keep seeing all of our attacks on top, and we keep drawing our items. Now, like, I understand that like Dash's ability is like, you know, you're kind of like trying to live a dream a little bit by like what you're trying to accomplish, but at the same time, like, we've only like, I think we've only played like 1 or 2 items off the top of our deck in 3 games so far. I think I'd rather them give me all 3 of their cards. Like, and that Expedite's just terrible. Like, man, it can't be right. It can't be right to do that. I'm just gonna take... Okay, so they're just gonna take damage there. I'm honestly debating just activating Heart so that I don't have to draw this blue Expedite, because I have 2 Teklo cores in play. Like, that's how much I don't want these blues. I mean, yeah, like, we'll just play it. Like, and then we'll play this, and no, we won't crank, and then we'll just pass. And then from here, we need to use our Symbiosis shot just a little bit. We have 6 counters on it. We also have 6 resources coming this turn, which means we can just play the mini force field off the top, which is like kind of cool. I'm totally just going to pitch my 0 to 60 here. I have like absolutely zero reason to keep it. I mean, I guess it does like guarantee an on-hit effect next turn. Heist gets 2 cards, Expedite gets a card, Expedite gets a card, 0 to 60 gets a card. So I push through 6 damage next turn, plus the Symbiosis shot. So I guess I'm really pushing through 8 damage if I keep my 0 to 60. I don't think I've ever played a game of any Mechanologist hero where I've ever had all 3 Teklo cores in play. That's a first. That's pretty cool. I have to say that's pretty neat. Honestly, that might be like a snipping tool worthy moment. I'll probably like post that picture on Twitter later just because it's fun. Teklo core. It's absolute insanity. So I can play this as an instant. Well, I guess I need to play it now so I don't boost it away. So let's just go ahead and play the mini force field. They're just gonna try and by activating Kano, I no longer need to keep my blue 0 to 60 to be able to push an on-hit effect through. So that's kind of cool. I guess we're trading mini force field here for like, and if he does this for 4, he can get something that costs 1. Because we're gonna block 3. The Teklo cores are really putting in work in this matchup. Okay, is my opponent just gonna like try and kill me right here with the mini force field on the stack? Do they just plan on trying to kill me? That would be pretty interesting. Because we have a 17-point turn here with our hand. If we get to keep the 0 to 60, we actually have a 18-point turn. I mean, yeah, I'll just take 1. Like, that's fine. You've played 3 games in an hour. Is this a speed run? This is not exactly. This has just been a more yeah, I guess we'll take 3. I guess this is just like we're playing like a more aggressive deck tonight than we were last night. Or Tuesday night. Tuesday night I was playing a deck that's like not uberly aggressive. So there wasn't like the games were pretty slow on Tuesday night, but tonight I mean, I guess I could get an action point here. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I should have blocked one of those. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, because I have to pitch this to the heist this turn, which, I mean, is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so the deck's just faster tonight, and we're actually playing against some, like, aggro matchups tonight. Other people are playing faster decks tonight, so, like, the games are going a little bit quicker. It's a nice change of pace from last night. The heist being last means that I can actually just go get a fuel injector. Or I can go get a blue backup protocol. Yeah, boost that. Let's get that blue expedite out of here. So this is 9, puts you to 9. I mean, I guess we'll get the fuel injector. I don't know. And then shoot you for 2. This puts our opponent to 7. And then we put our opponent to 5. So we could pop Accelerator here and put our opponent to 3. I don't really think it's worth. Like, it feels like we're in like a pretty good position right now. We don't need to get fancy or do anything. We don't need to get fancy. I don't need to play the blue backup protocol here. No reason to actually put it into play, I don't think. I'm thinking Kano's just giving us more time to set up than like Katsu like kind of just like ran us over last game, so like we never really had a big chance to set up or make a lot happen. Man, if they're going for the combo here, Mini Force Field is so broken. Like I can literally, even if they use the Metacarpus nodes, I can block everything but one of the Wildfire because of the Force Field this turn. And I don't even have to pitch a card because I have the Fuel Injector in play. And the crazy part's like the Fuel Injector just goes to the bottom of my deck. Yeah, I mean, so they pop that, which is fine. I mean, they're going for it, but like there's just there's no world where this ever actually happens. Our opponent is like so dead here. I say that so confidently and then I'll lose somehow, which would be kind of funny. So use Fuel Injector to gain a resource. I like that they've made some items that are like choose to do this and take its effect, and then you actually and once you do that, it actually like puts it on the bottom of your deck. It's kind of cool. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, I don't know what they undid. So that actually did 0 damage to us, which is wild to think about. Doesn't that prevent all 5 damage? Is it the other item that you can remove all the counters from and prevent X damage? So yeah, this one just has Ward. And it only had 2 counters on it, so it has Ward 2. So for me to stop all of it, I actually had to like pay 3 to stop all of it. But yeah, it's the Dissolution Sphere, I think's what it's called. Somebody can correct me on that. Where like you remove a counter and like prevent the damage or whatever. Okay, so I guess they're just going to try and kill us at 28 with them dealing 0 damage to us this turn. Interesting. Yeah, they're just trying to combo and it's just too late. And I was like, concession incoming. Good game, opponent. That was 5 turns. We dealt 13 damage to them on the previous turn. Yeah, with the Boom Grenade and the Heist. Yeah, so I don't like... Boom Grenade is a good card. I'm not saying it's not. I am playing Kano. Lol. It's like pretty on the nose, I feel like. I've lost my link to my deck. Like Boom Grenade is cool, and like the idea of playing it off the top is like really fun. But I really don't know how good it is. Like I just like somebody like when Boom Grenade first got printed, they shared a picture of it, and then they shared a picture of Toxicity right beside it, and they said like this is basically the same card. And I'm like, to some extent, yes, I agree with you. And like there will be times when people don't want to block, but like, I don't know. Boom Grenade feels like pretty mid to me. Like, in my dash list that I've been playing, the like Plasma mainline dash list, I've been playing 1 red Boom Grenade and I've been playing 3 red Hadron Colliders. They're going to go first. I think that's a smart play on their part. So Underloop, or I'm sorry, TikTok Clock is really good. I think Backup Protocol Red is really solid to like try and play a grindier game here. And then we can probably cut the Hadron Colliders. Maybe I need to cut like a couple of Boom Grenades. Like these hands that like don't block anything is like gonna be, it will be the death of us if we leave all of our items in. So we have to find something to cut here. Let's leave 1 of each in. And the threat of Boom Grenade is generally more worrisome to people than actual Boom Grenade. I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to cut here. Let's just try it like this and see what happens. We'll just shave on items. The cool thing about Backup Protocol Red is that you can actually just like play it and not actually have to do anything with it. TikTok Clock is so good. Like, I opened 2 foils. I think like they were rainbow foils. I opened 2 rainbow foils of that card. Like, and I don't even like foils. Like, I'm not a foils person in any way, but like they're cool. Interesting to me that they're boosting. They're probably just looking for items. That's also one thing I noticed that the Dash.io list I have is not playing penetration script. And I'm not sure, like, if I'm supposed to be or not. We can probably just take 1 here if I had to guess. Like, it's probably just the correct play is just take 1 and save the 3 block for another attacker. Our opponent may not attack again, though. I'm not sure. Dash.io playing TikTok Clock off the top is going to be the stuff of nightmares when I'm playing my Dash deck. I mean, dude, like Dash.io playing TikTok Clock off the top is like, I don't really know what people are supposed to do about that. Like, it's just insane. Like, TikTok Clock from the top of the deck is like actually just cracked. And our opponent uses Achilles Accelerator. So, interesting. Play Backup Protocol Red. Yeah, let's crank. And then we'll come in with the Medics. I'm curious to see if they respect the Medics here and like what it can actually put into play. Wow, that's a lot of equipment really fast. Interesting. And they do have a penetration script and Techlocore into play, so not like saying they're wrong, but maybe I'm supposed to like play this next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to like play it, crank it, and then get the expedite back. Let's just get the expedite back here. Let's attack for 3 without boosting. And then let's see if they block here. If they let this come through, we can put the TikTok Clock into play. which is really good. And then we know we have a red zipper hit on top. So, I mean, we're definitely going to be using Crown this turn. Like, this hand is not great. Wow. And our opponent had High Octane to start with. All right, so our opponent is high rolling this evening. Techlo Core, Penetration Script, and they arsenal High Octane to start the game. It's a pretty good start. There's no way they have maximum velocity here as well. No way. No way. We know we're gonna draw into a yellow, so I guess we can like try to make the most of our hand here. So let's block 4. I mean, I could pitch the heist. So if I pitch the heist to play the Techlo Core, I get to go zipper hit, heart, zipper hit, which is pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good play. That's like a decent turn cycle. It requires me to take whatever they're going to do this turn, but it's not bad. I mean, yeah, let's just take 5. My opponent does have floating resources, and they have yet to use their dash ability, so they could just like flash in a boom grenade. Or if they, man, imagine if our opponent flashed in a TikTok clock on us. How good would that be for them? If they could like, if they flashed in a TikTok clock of their own, how crazy would that be? That would be so good. So on the first one, okay, so they do have the maximum velocity. Man. I mean, yeah, I'm going to 15. And then they can still Symbiosis shot me twice, so I'm going to 11. Well, my opponent's had a pretty good draw here to start the game. This has been pretty good. What's your impression of Dash.io so far? I've yet to play her in Constructed. What is happening? I was like, dude, I was like, what? I was like, how can you even play that? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, opponent. When you go to pass, I have to do something. I mean, like, she feels strong. Again, like, there's a lot of variance involved. But, I mean, she feels very strong. Like, she feels like she has a lot of, like, really cool things she can do. But, I mean, there's a lot of variance. Like last game or game before last, I drew a hand that had 3 items in it when I had set up to try and I was playing against Katsu. I was down like 5 to 6 points and I had set up a hand, or I guess I was only down a couple points, but I had set up a hand that would potentially allow me to actually like swing the game back in my favor. So I had arsenaled Harpoon, I think, to like try and like get back into the game. And I drew BIOS update and 3 items. And so like it just like that kind of screwed me. And I can't even heart to get extra value out of this. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. Are they... Wow. Okay, I guess they're just letting that happen. So I guess I don't need to boost here. I am so like, wow, that's just big sag. So I took a lot of damage to try and come back in some fashion, and my opponent just took 4 and took the TikTok clock. But now we're down 11, and I have a Toma Fiendel in my hand. So the fact that I'm at 11, like, I guess I could just use the high octane here to try and set up, like, let the tome draw me some cards. Like, I don't have to gain life off of it. It would be nice if I could. Something tells me I'm going to have to block with more than one card, though, this turn. My opponent has 5 cards in their hand. I don't have an item over here, do I? Yeah, neither one of us do. It's from a banished zone, right? Yeah. So, I mean... they hit that. Okay. Okay. So let's block 8. If our opponent gives us the opportunity to, I mean, I guess we could try to make something happen here. Just gonna take 3. More than likely pass after that. Oh, they didn't boost. Okay. Yeah, she feels like she would be a great deck to play for armories, but not for bigger events where you need consistency. I mean, yeah, I do, like, I'm, like, worried about, like, what she can actually do, like, over, like, the course of, like, a long... Like, right now I'm 2-2. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, she presents some cool things that you can do. But... I don't know, in the long run of things. Yeah, let's crank. And then I guess we're just gonna play this. Draw the harpoon and something else. I mean, this is not bad. We get to go zipper hit, expedite into harpoon, and then we get to symbiosis shot a few times. So we end up getting to have a pretty good hand here, actually, all things considered, because this was looking rough for a while. And the harpoon gives us a little bit of, like, insight into their hand and what they're working with. Boosting away some good cards in the process, and I hate that, but... That was a 2-card and arsenal hand. Yeah, we're just gonna take the red. Like, I don't think there's a world where we're ever not taking the red in that situation, so... And then we actually get to do this 4 times, which is, like, really good. Like, I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, but I mean, we're definitely not out of the woods yet by any means, but I mean, we're starting to, like, try and make something happen. Well, now our opponent has a 4-card high-octane hand, which is definitely scarier than ours. So let's give this card. It sucks. I'd really like to be able to... Like, have I played a card? I don't think I've even attacked with a card yet that would have given me the ability to... actually use Goliath Gauntlet yet. Like, that's not an option I have even had at this point in the game. Haven't even had the ability to use Goliath Gauntlet. And we're on throttles and heists. Maybe we're supposed to be on, like, more 2-drops to get value out of Goliath Gauntlet. Like, in a deck where you're only playing 15 blues, I think it's kind of worrisome to be trying to put, like, you know, 7 to 9 reds in your deck, or putting 7 to 9 red 2-cost cards in your deck is, like, I don't know. Like, that feels like they can come back to bite you in a pretty quick fashion. You just kind of have to, like, watch those numbers, and it's something I'd have to test more consistently. I mean, he could put the Teklo Core into play. I mean, I need to block 5 here. Like, realistically, I just need to block 5. So the question is, am I keeping my 0 to 60, or am I keeping my Spark of Genius? I think keeping the 0 to 60 is just better at this point in the game. We're not really worried about, like, we're not looking to set up at this point. We're looking to, like, try and end the game, and 0 to 60, like, helps us do that better. I was like, if you have, like, another blue or something, you can get back a pretty good card here and come in again. I mean, yeah, I can't stop it this time around, which is unfortunate. So block 3, take 2. Is he going to take my tech? I would take the penetration script here. So block 3, take 2, go to 5. He gets penetration script, comes in with the symbiosis shot 2 more times, and I go to 1. This is not looking good. Considering how the game started, our opponent had a turn with high octane and maximum velocity where they were actually able to come in with max V and the symbiosis shot. Oh, I'm actually just dead here. Or no, it doesn't have any counters. Yeah, that's the problem. They had I think their second or third turn of the game was maximum velocity, high octane, and symbiosis shot like 3 times. So like I just don't know a world where we're beating that. If this was a blue, like no block, we could actually play this and get a blue 3 block back. Like we could get the blue 0 to 60 back and block. But we'd have to pitch 3 cards just to be able to do that, and it's just not worth. It's actually a really neat trick. If you have a backup protocol on top of your deck and you have a blue card in your hand that doesn't block, you can pitch the blue to play the backup protocol off the top of your deck and then activate the backup protocol to get back a 3 block from your graveyard that allows you to like give an extra block, or it gives you resources during your opponent's turn that can give you the ability to try and give you something to close the game out with. Because I don't think putting the backup protocol into play. Another high octane. Okay, that's all 3 of them. Sometimes you draw your power cards. The fact that this is for 2 is like so obnoxious. I guess it's technically correct to block there. I want to be able to use my Foundry Heart to like cover a breakpoint card here. Not I don't want to like give it to a T-Bone, a blue T-Bone nonetheless. Had that been a red T-Bone, I would have given this and like a 3 block for my hand. All right, buddy. Well, we get to hang on to our Teklo Foundry Heart one more turn because their turn was not very good. So I'm going to pitch my backup protocol. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pitch this to play this one. And then I am not going to crank. And then I'm actually just going to come in for 2 here. We're going to try and like play any kind of value game they'll let us. Our opponent will probably just go to 3. Knowing that they have all the tempo, they're in no way required to... Well, we can pitch a Boom Grenade to get back a blue card here, and then hang on to a Boom Grenade. I guess we could play one, crank, and then come in with a Symbiosis shot again, if we're able to keep all of our cards here. The Boom Grenade on their side of the board is kind of irrelevant. It says, like, win more. The only thing that the Boom Grenade that they're playing this turn actually does for them is it sets up the Symbiosis shot, which when I have as awkward as hand as I do, it might actually get them across the finish line here. So let's do this. Okay. I mean, if all you're gonna do is pistol me, oh man, that's gonna do it, right? Man, I guess not. They can only pistol me once here. Yeah, so we block 4. Activate the backup protocol. Return the 0 to 60. Block this. Why do they have an action point? Did they use dash? I guess they used dash's ability. So Talishar, when it first came out, they had it set up to where it actually went like dark, so that you could tell that your opponent used the dash effect. And I don't like that it doesn't have that anymore. I don't like that they don't have that anymore. Like Talishar has done some really cool things over the last year, and then they always change them to like just worse things in my opinion, and I don't really know why. Like not everything. Obviously, like I'm being a little I'm exaggerating a little bit when I say everything, but like that right there, like them not actually like them not having the like the dash IO not highlighting when your opponent uses her ability. I don't really understand that. Like, why would you not do that? Let's go mini force field here. I think it'll be good in this matchup. Maybe we're just going to run the 63 card special. Maybe we cut... Like, if we're bringing in defensive cards, like Hadron Collider's a good card, but it's not great. Like, maybe we just play 63 and 17 items. Let's just see if 17 items is too many. Like with 63 cards, I don't know that it will be. Like this will be an interesting test. I mean, I guess I could boost in hopes of finding an item here, and I can always arsenal the zipper hit. So, I mean, I guess we'll just boost away the yellow 0 to 60 here. See if they're willing to give us a card here. I mean, they might be. I don't like. I would give my opponent a card here on turn 0. Like it's turn 0. Like there's no reason not to block, in my opinion. Wow. I mean, I won't complain about that. I'm just intrigued by that decision. No, we won't crank, and then I'll just pass and arsenal this. I mean, being able to play mini force field off the top of our deck is pretty good. That's not too shabby. Maybe I'm just supposed to... I don't know if... I mean... There must be like a glitch on their screen or something if they can't read it. Don't really. Okay, I guess our opponent's like, I don't know, questioning things or something. I don't know. Maybe they haven't really played against the new dash yet. I mean, while like she's probably seeing a lot of play on Talishar, like it's probably like it's not super crazy to me to think that somebody hasn't played against her. Like new dash is good, but like she's not like crazy or anything. Just completely undid their last action. They probably wanted to pitch a different card and they thought they were loading that card, so let's see here. If I take 5, We go to 31. Drill shot for 7. Is there anything I want to get rid of here? Like, do I want to put something on the bottom? I don't think so. Our hand's pretty good. Like, I don't really want to get rid of it. I don't really want the... Like, the mini force field's fine, and, like, I'm looking forward to, like... I'm probably just going to boost it away. I don't know, I guess I could play it. Okay, so let's map out our turn here. So this costs 2 to play. So if I play this and I don't crank, I get to go Medics, Expedite, Activate Heart, Zipper Hit, right? Well, no, I'd have to go Expedite, Activate Heart, Medics, and then Zipper Hit, try to put this Boom Grenade into play and let this deal some damage to them. Hopefully this does enough pressure to them. I can arsenal this and try to go ham with it. Having the mini force field in play will give me a more defensive style structure of a turn. I could also just boost over this and just try to go ham with my turn here. We brought it in. Let's play the card. Like, we might as well. No, we won't crank. And then let's go Expedite for 3. Interesting. Yeah, Justin, I am under Seek and Destroy. Oh, you're talking about me arsenaling the Boom Grenade? I got you. So it's better for me to just play the Boom Grenade than to try to put it into play. I mean, so if we don't arsenal this, we can just play it at the end of the turn because we're going to boost everything that we do here. So the Seek and Destroy is relevant there, but we can also just play it at the end of the turn. Sorry, I guess my thoughts didn't come out on that being an option for us as well there. But yes, Justin, you are correct, sir. We are under Seek and Destroy effect. Guys, appreciate everybody hanging out on a Thursday night. Appreciate you guys keeping me company. Doing my best to make Dash.io look as good as I can here. And then we'll come in with the Medex here. I'm curious to see if they just let this hit or not. Maybe they have another defense reaction they want to hang on to. No, I don't want to crank. And then from there, we'll just come in with a Symbiosis shot. I can appreciate my opponent, like their like humor of the situation. My opponent said that they feel like they said they have no idea what I'm doing, and I just replied in the chat and said that it feels like I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh man. So hopefully the mini force field's looking pretty good here. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord. Just like... cracked a lot of my spine right there. So this is for 6. So take 2, go to 26. 0 to 60, expedite. 0 to 60, boom grenade, like put it into play. Because of the inertia there. Like we're gonna take 2 and go to 26 and let's get the inertia here. The inertia is not the end of the world for us. We're hoping to have one of our attacks hit here. We do have a red boom grenade in play. So let's come in for 2. They might just decide to take the boom grenade hit here. Okay, they do. Interesting. Let's come in for 3, go again here. They're just gonna take this. Their hand must be pretty good, is what I'm guessing. We're not gonna crank. And then I'm gonna come in for 4 with the 0 to 60 here. If they take this, they're taking 8. I can tell that our opponent's hand must be like dominated red in the ledger here. That's all I can come up with. I'm just asking if they meant to pass back to me here. I mean, it's possible my opponent's just frustrated. Like, it's my turn, opponent. Like, you should undo and, like, retake your turn here. I don't think they realize, like, what happened, really. So, so we shoot the symbiosis shot. My opponent probably just goes to 7. They took everything else this turn. Like, this is a matchup, like, maybe not a matchup, but more like, it feels more like an opponent, where they've decided that where like the boom grenades have gotten so much value. Like I think I've dealt like how many boom grenades have hit? We have 11 points off of boom grenades this turn. Like that's really good. Like 11 points off of boom grenades. I think I might have done 11 points with boom grenades over the last like 2 weeks in CC, so Azalea is also not a deck that just doesn't want to block a ton, so I don't know. They put a card on top, which means they're going to put a card on top again. Okay, so it's knock. So now I mean, even if they go and get red in the ledger, it's still going to be on top of their deck. It's not like it matters, like... Let's start. Okay. All right, so our opponent, they said whoops in the chat, and I was going to tell them that they could restart their turn if they wanted to. I'm glad they did. I'd rather them play their turn out and see how this goes, because I'm currently up 19 points with a mini force field on top, which is actually really cool because like I have a blue throttle in my hand that I just can't do anything with. So the blue throttle either blocks 3 or I can actually keep it in my deck, and then I can just let the mini force field block 4 for me. I mean, I don't really know what they did. They just kind of did the same thing there. Like, I guess they didn't play the 0 for 3. That lets them opt. And they don't have a way to get the red in the ledger in play here. Like, if you have to Azalea to find the knock here, you can't actually make it happen. So you're better off to just play your turn that you have and then just draw the knock, which it appears is what they're going to do. God, what are they coming in with? This is moderately terrifying. Okay, so Bolton shot for What the flying heck are they using Tunic for? I mean, no, like, it's all good. Like, I completely understand. So, play mini force field, take 6, go to 20, and then I get to go heist, harpoon, heist for 7, harpoon for 4, and then symbiosis shot, and I can shoot again with the accelerator if I want to. At least I can see the Toma Fandle coming now, I guess. Oh, man. Yeah, the Rain Razors is fine. No, let's not crank. Okay, so take 11. Like, yeah, that's fine. We're now at 15. So I'm not going to be able to symbiosis shot an extra time because I'm going to have to use accelerator to keep my turn going in general. I guess if I really didn't want to do that, I could just, like, pitch awkwardly to not boost and then draw the Toma Fandle, but, like, I don't think that's really where we want to be. I think we're just going to have to use the accelerators here to keep our turn going. Lean with it, rock with it. I was like, there's no way our opponent's just taking 5. Oh, cool. I can get the... yeah, actually. That's so insanely good for me. Because now I can use my symbiosis shot to shoot them 2 times. And they have to show me both of their cards here, which is kind of cool for us. I know one of them is a knock. Or, no, I guess they blocked with the knock. I mean, the game's not over here, opponent, but... I mean, with this being gone, I mean, I guess it's technically not the same. My opponent just conceded. I mean, the game was over either way. 4 turns, and we had an AVPT of 16.33, which is pretty good. I don't know. Like, she just doesn't feel super consistent. Like, the whole deck just like, what? Who is messaging me on Teams? Who is working? It's 8:53. What is wrong with people? Yeah, like literally somebody's just working. Like, I just got getting Teams messages from people. What's going on, phone? You can do it, buddy. Check the like I you know I really don't like, and maybe it's a generational thing, I don't know, but like the whole working after 5 o'clock thing, like I don't know, like that's a very old-fashioned notion in my opinion. Like, I know I'm not talking about cards, this is more of like a personal thing, but I'm not a, I don't know, like the workday ends at 5, you know, like I have a family, like, and friends and things that I want to do. Like I work so that I can live. I don't live to work, like, and I feel like my parents' generation and people that are older, like, they typically, like, they're like, oh my God, you're not working 60 hours a week. What are you doing with your life? And I just, like, I don't know. Like, I guess if that makes you happy, have at it, but it's just silly to me. It's just a lot of, I don't know. It's just silly to me, regardless, anyway. But what I was saying about Dash is, like, I don't know, like, it just, like, she just feels inconsistent. Like, you're forced to play more items to use her ability, which is cool. Oh my God, this is going to be a freaking nightmare. I don't even want to play this matchup. This is going to be so bad. We're going to bring in the red backup protocols, and we're going to bring in the under loops. I'm going to cut Tome. I guess we'll cut Hadron Colliders. Or maybe we just cut red boom grenades. I don't know. This is not going to be fun. Like, this does not seem fun to me at all. Oh, I mean, then I'm just stuck with all reds if I do that. Oh, well, that's unfortunate for me. They have Sigil, which means they just get to make Ash on turn 0. By pitching cards. Yeah, so that's like... I mean... I guess I could, like, try and push the tempo here if I wanted to, but I don't think we're going to be able to do enough damage here to make it really matter, so we're just going to Arsenal our Heist. BIOS update, Heist, Harpoon. Pop something with Throttle this turn. If they give us something to pop. I mean, like, they're playing Time Skippers, which means they're on, like, a bigger dragon style list. And I think the only way that you ever really, like, have a shot at beating the bigger dragon style list with a Mechanologist hero is to have the pistol effects. Like, if you have the pistol and the pistol items, I think you can, like, try to do stuff. So if I block Throttle and Heart here, yeah, so I can block Throttle and Heart here, and then I'm still, like, I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to take 4 and then go Throttle and Harpoon off the BIOS update and, like, leave the Heist there. Because the Heist doesn't seem... Like, the Heist doesn't, like, really have any value. I could also just give Crown, but they play Command and Conquer. I go to 28, which means I'm now down 15 points, and then I'm going to serve 9, 13. Like, so I took 8 to serve 13, which is value, but I just started down 4. I don't know. Let's make the discipline play here, and we'll throw the Heist. Like, the Heist doesn't really do anything for us, but we'll throw it just in case. I mean, we might as well. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get value. So BIOS update, and then we'd have to boost over our high octane, which I don't think is where we want to be. But I also, like, drawing it here just doesn't feel great, because if I draw the high octane, like, what am I going to do with it? I have a gun that has 0 counters on it. So when I had OG Dash and I had the pistol items, it felt like I at least had a plan. Like, it felt like I at least had a plan to, like, try and make something happen. I don't know. And, like, now, like, it feels like I don't really know what the plan is. Like, pop conveniently and try to run them over. There's not even that many poppers in our deck, so... Yo, what's up, Kyle? How are you, buddy? All right, our opponent's thinking here about what they want to do. Okay, so our opponent takes 6, makes a Spectral Shield. I guess we'll just go ahead and boost over this. Like, High Octane and BIOS Update don't do much in the same hand. Yeah, I mean, we'll take that. Like, that card punishes us pretty bad. Surprised they showed it to us. Maybe, like, the other card blocks 2 and they want it more, I guess. That's all I can really come up with here. Yeah. Yeah. So let's play Backup Protocol Red. Yes, we'll crank. And then we'll go ahead and play the Monocle here. I'm good, man. How are you? I'm doing well. Thanks, man. Do you have to work today? We'll Arsenal this, and then I can actually, since I didn't draw a Pauper here, if my opponent decides to go for a Dragon attack that I feel like is going to like really hamper our turn here, or they can just do that. That's big Sag. So if we're gonna do this, we have to do it now. Yeah, this is so bad. What makes more sense here? I honestly think our best hit here is just Harpoon and give them the card. Like, I really think that's our best play. Is just a, like, I guess they take our Monocle here. Like, there are worse things that have happened. I don't know. Like, this is a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup that I don't know how to play into, and that's definitely not helping any of our case right now. Like, I mean, they can just opt a bunch if they want, which is fine. I guess my opponent's debating if I have a Pauper since I didn't get one back. Guess they're okay with losing Thermi. Yeah. That's a questionable push with a Mirror guy there, but I think it's kind of fine. Actually being able to put that into play is kind of cool. It does put us in a spot where we're not really going to attack anything they're doing, so... Which, don't really know if that's correct or not, but... I mean, I guess I could just kill the Mirror guy here. No, we won't crank. That's fine. Harpoon kills the Mirror guy, which is fine. And then I'm going to throw the Mirror guy, or I'm going to throw the Harpoon at them for 8. And then we're going to Symbiosis Shot the Kyloria. Yeah, I'd rather take this because it adds to the board, and the Command and Conquer like has no effect because we have no arsenal. It's just a 2 for 6. Which, if they're looking to throw 2 for 6s at us, like I'd call that a winning turn cycle for us. I would. Kill the Kyloria, and then we'll just kind of pass. And now they're going to go opting because they stole our optical Monocle last turn. Okay, so they found a card they want to draw. Oh, it's Tome. Okay, cool. So they still get to keep one card, Which, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like Tome is that impressive right there. Maybe, like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm wrong. And I guess if you're... Oh, nice. Wow, okay, not so nice. Cry myself to sleep. And I can't pop this, so they're just gonna get to kill... I don't know. I don't think it's Heart, though. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't think it's Heart. Like, it's Crown or Accelerator, in my opinion, here. Probably Accelerator, if they're on Burn Them All, which I can't imagine they're not. Maybe they just want to get Crown out of the way. If they choose Foundry Heart, I would be curious to know why. Like, my opponent said they're thinking here. Okay, so they take Crown, which I think is very respectable. Let's take 2, go to 21. Was a pretty good swing back turn for our opponent here. And then we'll block 3. Or maybe I'm supposed to 0 to 60 Spark of Genius for 0. Or I guess I could do it for 1, get a Hadron Collider, crank, and then shoot the Tumblety, leave them with a Thermi. I'm going to leave them with a Thermi regardless. So I'm going to 18 as opposed to staying at 21. I'm putting a Hadron Collider into play that'll be a 1 for 2. And then killing the Tumblety regardless. That's probably a better play. Like, it's probably better to take a little bit of damage here and try to set up for a more explosive turn. I mean, I think Dash IO is all about setting up. Like, you need to, like, take a turn or 2 off here and there and, like, set up your big explosive turns. I think that's, like, the key to, like, really making her work. It's just hard because, like, sometimes you set up a big turn and then you draw more setup items, and so, like, your whole big turn is just kind of negated, which is kind of tough. Like, it's a pretty unfortunate sight to see. So let's hit the Tumblety here. It goes to 1. We're going to Spark for 0. I guess I'm going to get a backup Protocol Red here, actually. We'll crank this. We'll go ahead and kill the Thermi while we're here. And then after this, we'll shoot the Symbiosis shot at the Tumblety to kind of clean up the board. We're down 6 points. They have no board. I mean, they have 5 Ash, but they have no board besides that. And we have a way to buy back a Popper if we need to at instant speed, which is really good. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's just a Popper in there. So let's buy this back. We'll just go ahead and pop this in their turn. And then we can try to... Okay, so they go to 27, which is pretty obnoxious. Sigil of Solace being so good in Dromai is, like, honestly, like, pretty obnoxious. I like this because we can try to find a 0-cost item off the top of our deck. Like, if we find a 0-cost item, or I guess even if we find a 1-cost item, we can activate Heart if we feel like it's worth putting it into play here. Man. That is a tough scene. We also haven't seen an Underloop yet. We'd love to see an Underloop here. And then we'll use our action points here to just shoot him a couple of times. So for the first time all game, actually taking a 2-point life lead. All right. And then we'll just pass having a Popper. even though like we've made this game moderately close, it still doesn't really feel like it's going our way. Like Dromai's a tough deck to beat because they can just fatigue you. And having to give them 2 cards here to stop this is really bad because I do not want to give them my underloop here. Man. I think we just have to go to 14 to give them a card. Let's just go ahead and pop this. Like, I think I'm just going to take any chance I get to pop Mirror Guy. So 2 cards in this. If I go Hadron Collider, then Underloop. So I think the play is Underloop the Kyloria and then play Hadron Collider without cranking. I guess we can just play the Hadron Collider off the top of our deck. And then we won't crank. And then we'll just pass and arsenal our Hadron Collider here. And then, I mean, this hand's not bad. Like, the problem here at this point in the game is that our opponent has all the tempo. And they're trading us down life total wise. And if they spend the game trading us down, they will win the game. Like, yeah, I think I just have to go to 11 here. I have to hope their turn is just not great. Honestly, like I think that's where we're at right now. Yeah. And obviously their turn is very good. Like Chromai into almost anything is good. They've had an 8-point turn. They've had 2 cards for 8 points right now, which is like so good. And then I can take this and go to 3. Don't have another 0 for 4, please. Come on, hit a blue. I think that's going to seal it up, them putting 3 things into play. Now, I could have blocked and like made that game go a little bit differently, but yeah, let's crank. And then let's go overloop for 10 at you. Or underloop. I've said overloop multiple times when referring to this card. They must have a sink below in their hand. Yeah, we'll just attack them for 5. And then we're going to Symbiosis Shot the Chromai. Try to keep stuff off the board a little bit here. And no poppers and no way to find one. So pitch. I guess pitch this is better. And then I have to give 1 more card here to block the Yindarai. If I give Zipper Hit. Play Techlocore, Arsenal the High Octane, hope we draw a Popper. And we did not, so now it's over. More than likely the game's over right here, so. I mean, don't really understand why they said GG, because like if I had a popper, the game's not over here. I don't know. Like I'm curious to know why they said GG there. Maybe they thought that like it was one instance of 3 Arcane and I couldn't block it or something. I don't know. I mean, I am dead here, but all right. Well, that game felt rough. That game felt worse than normal Dash honestly does into Dromai. with the pistol items. So I don't know if that is like maybe I played poorly. Like, I mean, it's very possible that I just made some mistakes. Along the way, and like not playing optimally will get you almost every time. So I think that, and like maybe that's just a rough matchup. I don't know. Has anybody been playing -IO into Dromai and just like completely slaughtering it? Because Mechanologist has pretty much always had a hard time with Dromai. Yeah, I'm not running this back. Yeah, I'm not playing that game again. That was miserable enough the first time. So I guess let's do this. Let's just put no Dromai. I'm just like, I'm not really gonna, I don't want to play against Dromai again. If I was considering playing -IO at ProQuest like across all of the season, then I would definitely be willing to play this, and I'd probably be testing the matchup. But I'm like, I don't like, Dash isn't really on my radar for ProQuest season. At least not -IO anyway. It seems too inconsistent. Again, like, I guess it depends on which variation they're playing. I think we want this. Maybe we just bring in the red protocols. They might be racing us. I'm honestly not sure. Like, it just depends on which variation of Dory they're playing. And they're playing Dawnblade. So let's pitch Heist to play backup protocol blue. Yes, we'll crank. We'll play Boom Grenade, choosing not to crank, and then we'll spark for 0 and go get a Teklo Core. I mean, I guess we could get an optical monocle here if that's what we wanted to do. I don't really know that that's where we want to be. I think Teklo Core is just better. Like, I think Teklo Core just provides way more consistency. Okay, well, considering they're playing Sigil, it makes me think that maybe this, like, maybe they're on a fatigue plan anyway. God, I hope not. Medex to try and put one of these into play would be really solid. So play Medex. We don't really have a reason to activate Goliath Gauntlet. Goliath Gauntlet for the heist. I think we want to try and hang on to that. I think I'm okay taking 5 here. They haven't really offered go again or anything, so I'll just take 3. It seems like it's actually just going to be 3, so Teklo Core pops. Let's play Hadron Collider. Yes, we'll crank. I mean, I guess we just want to get the points here. Like, points are points, I guess. I mean, this is going to be 7 and 7, which is like nothing to slouch at. Like, that's a pretty good turn. I hate that we're boosting over 2 red throttles, like 2 of our like pretty solid power cards here. Probably a defense reaction if I had to guess. Yeah, so they're just on the fatigue plan here. They're just on like the actual Dawnblade fatigue plan so that they can like flip if they need to, and try to make stuff happen. Being able to play red backup protocol here is really good as an instant. Like that's a pretty sweet play. Red backup protocol is like one of the better cards. It's one of the better cards in my opinion. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and crank so we can get an extra shot out of the symbiosis shot here. And then no, we won't crank that, and then we'll come in with the symbiosis shot. Our opponent goes to 41. So draw blue. I can use hard if I need to throw the zipper hit. I think I need to do that. We'll go ahead and return the heist just in case we actually hit something. We're actually not even going to need to activate heart, I think, because of the Teklo core. So we'll play high octane. Maybe we will need to activate it now. Maybe heart won't do it all anyway. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, let's just go ahead and crank. Like, let's get some value going here. We'll boost away the boom grenade, and then I'll go ahead and pitch the zipper hit to boost the heist. And then we can try to get our yellow boom grenade back. And then from here, we'll be able to shoot the symbiosis shot 4 times. So this is going to be met with a red steel blade shunt. Yep. They do have a resource floating, so they could have a respite here. There's quite a few things they could have here. Yeah, they just have another steel blade shunt. And then, so that's 2 boom grenades. Like boom grenade is like basically gonna be like nothing against this deck. Boom grenade in this kind of deck, against this style of deck, basically says, it basically just says like add a counter to the symbiosis shot. The only way we might ever get our opponent with a boom grenade is if we play it off the top. We'll go like that. What is this going to be for 5? You going to draw a card here, I imagine? I mean, I guess you're not guaranteed to draw something you want, so coming in for 7 is also not a bad play here. They're probably on Command and Conquer. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to go... Let's just crown this here, put a blue 0 to 60 on the bottom. Like, I know that they're on Command and Conquer in some fashion, I imagine, but still, I think I want to be doing this. Drawing the harpoon here is really solid. I hate boosting away our last high octane, but I mean, at this point, we're playing our cards. Like, if I don't play out my hand here, I'm wasting 1 high octane one way or another. So it doesn't really matter whether I'm attacking or not. I'm just going to be wasting a high octane one way or another. Let's make our opponent think a little bit here. They probably give us a card and bracers. Or they just have a defense reaction and it doesn't matter. Yeah. They're probably on Fates and Sinks, I imagine. Like, this seems like a pretty heavy fatigue list. I played against a... I mean, they got to show me their last 2 cards regardless. Yeah, I'm not, like, I don't think there's anything that, like, I really need to take here. Like, yeah, I would have boosted a card for no reason there. I actually played against a fatigue Dory list at Nats when I was on Lexi, and I was able to cross the finish line. I realized about I think it was the third turn of the game, I realized what they were up to, and when I realized what was going on, I started pitch stacking and setting up, and I was able to cross the finish line with exactly, I think I had exactly 4 cards left in my deck when I was able to cross the finish line at Nats. It was a really good game. I mean, I guess technically I could have played it on. I guess technically I could have played it on their turn so that I had the opportunity. So it would have given me an opportunity to try to actually try and hit another item during my own turn. I'm gonna Arsenal the BIOS update here and just pass. This hand's not great. Like, this hand would be really good if I had a Teklo core out, but beggars can't be choosers and all that. What are we doing here? Like, if I blocked with a blue yet? Not a blue that I can buy back. So even activating this wouldn't do anything for me. I mean, they've already blocked with bracers or bolters here. It's like they might use it just to try and get a counter on it. That's the thing about this like fatigue deck, is that they're actually playing some cards that do allow them to stack up and actually like try to make attacks happen so that they can like turn and pivot if they don't want to fatigue you anymore. It's actually a pretty cool like deck concept. I'm a pretty big fan of it personally. So no, I won't crank. And then I know I'm wasting a boom grenade, but like there's a hefty chance my boom grenade's just going to do nothing anyway. I'm not going to crank, and then I'm just going to pass. I'm going to go BIOS update Harpoon, and then I know that like I'm giving them a full hand here, but I have to have a hand where I can really try to make something happen. Oh, brother. Tom of Fandle, ain't it, Chief? So we go to 12 here. I mean, maybe more if they have other stuff to do. Like, this might just be a swing for 4. All right, so let's think about our play here. What is the best thing that we can do with our hand? We have Backup Protocol Red in play, which means we have access to another Harpoon, a Medex, or a Heist if we need it. So I think we're definitely starting here. Having Optical Monocle in play would be really good because we get Optus to the bottom here. So we have our boost card. We have BIOS update in our arsenal. I guess Heist is just the play. Yes, we did not hit an item, so we can't just play it and gain our action point back, which is a little unfortunate. I was really hoping that we would get lucky and just hit an item there so that we could like play an item, crank, and then not have to waste our accelerators right here. But I am going to have to use my Achilles accelerator. This is going to be a Heist for 11, which is quite a bit. I mean, going tall against these kinds of decks can be pretty good. Our opponent has cards like Red, Steelblade Shunt to like try and like thwart our stuff here, but they've played quite a few, so this might actually be able to connect here. I'm not sure. Our opponent's probably asking if they can go back because they realize that 6 and 4 is 10, if I'm guessing. That's what I'm... I do not mind at all, opponent. So pitch Expedite to activate Red Protocol, get Heist, play this, boosting, and then our opponent's going to block Bracers, and then they're going to give us a Sink Below and a Red Steelblade Shunt is my guess. Which is what I was like talking about a minute ago before they actually... When they showed us a Sink Below, I was like, okay, I think they don't realize that they're short a point here. Yeah, there it is. Pop Accelerator, gain an action point. Let's go Spark for 0. We can get Backup Protocol Red and Crank. And then we can boost to come in for 5. This is pretty good here. Heist gives us the ability to maybe hit something else. And then we can shoot the pistol. Yeah, so they're going to finally give us their crown. Like, we have 28 cards in our deck, and our opponent is at 29, which is, like, not good for us. And we'll shoot the gun here, putting our opponent to 27, and we'll arsenal our zipper hit. Let's think here. Pitch Zipper Hit to activate Backup Protocol Red, getting a Heist, I guess. We'll pitch the Heist to play Zipper Hit. Yeah, we'll just go to 8. Like, this is an uphill battle anyway. I think we're going to need every single card in our hand here. Oh, I completely meant to do that. I mean, that's fine. Like, it definitely was the better play, but it's not like the end of the world or anything, so... We'll come in for 6. I mean, our opponent probably just gives us 2 cards here, if I had to guess. It's like probably the situation that they're going to do. They just give us 2 cards. Stop the potential on-hit effect. Maybe I'm lagging here. I don't know. Maybe I'm lagging. I'm not sure. Could be our opponent's just deciding what to block with here. They just decided to take 3. Okay. We did not hit. Well, we will not hit an item off any of our 3 boosts this turn. To be able to use our BIOS update to get like powerful effects off of it, but it's always a chance you're taking when you decide to go that route. Nothing's ever guaranteed. Okay, so they are going to play the Respite here to stop this. We'll come in for 5, go again. And the Steel Blade Shunt covers that up. And then we'll come in with the pistol Well, we have our opponent almost halfway down, which is like not, it's not very good, honestly. This has been not a great game for us. So I think there's one boom grenade left in our deck. I might be blue, or there's no red backup protocols. There's not any blues. So might as well just block here. There's no reason not to. Like, we can't take damage forever. We do have to block at some point. Let's just play Teklo-Core and pass. We'll just try to set up a big turn here. It's like really all we can go for at this point is just trying to set up like a huge turn. Chief called, this ain't it. If we could replace this throttle with that throttle, that would be great, honestly. Because... Wait, what is this? It's +1 and go again. Okay. So I guess they're playing Driving Blade because it's a 3-block, and it also gives their card go again if they need it to. And then I guess we're gonna have to give Heart here and go to 1. Which means now they can just wait and Stillblade Shun our pistol. So maybe I'm supposed to give a card there. How many Stillblade Shuns have they played? Let's see. We've seen 3 yellows, a blue, and 2 reds, which means there's another red and probably 2 more blues if I was guessing. They're probably on the full shebang here. So we'll come in for 4 go again. So I guess the only way we can ever like really comfortably shoot the pistol is if they have no cards in hand and no resources floating, which you don't realize how bad that is until you say it out loud. I don't know that Dash will ever beat a Fatigue Dory though. Like, I could be wrong. It could just be me playing the deck poorly. I've heard a few people say that like Dash IO is just kind of like anti-fatigue. And it's very possible that that is actually the case, and it's I that's not playing well. In order to really beat... Okay, so it is a red Stillblade Shunt. So if they go to 17, I can't pistol here because I'm just dead. Yeah, so now I just have to pass. Like, respect the effort, opponent, but yeah, you're not just gonna get me for free. We'll just block 6 here. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Like, this game's over. This game's not going well. So got fatigued. I mean, I was going to get fatigued. Honestly, might have died to like them having a pump randomly or something else. So who knows? Let's play one more before we call it a night. I don't really want to end on getting fatigued like that. We'll put looking for aggro decks and see who joins. I like to like try and race somebody if I can tonight before the night's over with. So we'll try to find an aggro deck to finish out the night. 3-5 is not a great record. I feel like that pretty accurately represents Dash though. Like, if I'm just being honest, like, the deck doesn't feel insanely powerful to me. Like, the deck doesn't, like, it feels like it can do some really busted stuff. But it feels like for Dash IO to like really do anything crazy, you have to be running hot. And I think if you're running hot as a player, you're just gonna run hotter with Lexi. So, and I know that like nobody really wants to hear that, but I think that's just the sad truth of the metagame right now, is that like it's Lexi or bust, honestly. I mean, I guess I'll play the mirror. I will play the mirror. TikTok clock. And I guess we want to be buying back our stuff here. I don't know. So if we are going to buy back our stuff, let's cut the red boom grenades. And then we're bringing in 6 items. So let's cut Hadron Collider and let's cut boom grenade. Actually, you know what? Let's not bring these in. And let's keep the red Hadron Colliders in. Or maybe we're supposed to keep the red boom grenades in. I don't know. Let's keep our buff effects in. Let's try that and kind of see what happens. I like that card art. I've always wondered, on hit effect, I've always wondered how people get like those like cool sleeves and stuff on the back of their like their card backs or whatever. I've always wondered how people get those. Again, I think this is a take one kind of hand. That's Levi Roush. Oh, that's cool. It's fun to play against Levi Roush. He's a very good player. Very good player indeed. So we get to come in for 4. I think Levi Roush was like one of the people that was playing this deck at wait, did I not block 3? Did I not block last turn? I thought I blocked 3. I guess I didn't. Okay, I thought I did anyway. You get them through Patreons? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Guess certain people have paid for this kind of stuff, and so like if you subscribe to their Patreon, you can get that kind of stuff. That's cool. Let's go ahead and play this, and let's crank, and then let's spark, and we'll spark for 0 here. And honestly, I think we're gonna get TikTok clock. I think TikTok clock is the play here. Like Technical Core would be very good, but TikTok clock is also sweet. And then no, I don't want to crank. And then I'm just going to arsenal my red zipper hit that I drew. We do have to be a little afraid of them actually, of our opponent being able to play TikTok clock off the top of their deck. If they have TikTok clock in their deck. You know what I could do? I could block with Crown. I could block with Crown, putting the 0 to 60 on the bottom, draw this, and then I can activate Heart to be able to throw all of my stuff. I think that's a fine play. I think that's okay. Like, yeah, we're just committing to not playing any items off the top of our deck if we do see them, but I think that that's fine. I really don't want to have to use... I really don't want to have to use my accelerators this early in the game. I don't really think that's where I want to be. Using High Octane and Spark of Genius is like such a cool like thing to do. It's like such a fun interaction. Backup Protocol Red. Okay, so my opponent did bring in Backup Protocol Red. And they cranked to keep 2 action points. Okay. Ooh, they're running Shockwave in their list. Interesting. And they crank that to go to 3 action points. They activate one of these. They get a red zipper hit. Okay. So they're just going to swing their red zipper hit multiple times, which is kind of cool. And this is just the 0 for 4, right? Yeah, this is the card that like I was pretty intrigued by them playing this on stream the other night. Like it's a cool card because you can like galvanize and make stuff happen. Like, my turn's pretty good to swing back with, so, like, I'm not, like, totally opposed to just, like, taking their turn, like, their damage and stuff that they're trying to do here. Okay, so we're going to go to 14. Like, this has been a very explosive turn for our opponent. I kind of figured they had another thing they were going to do. Just being honest. So I guess let's go Expedite for 6. Or, I'm sorry, for 5. I mean... like, kind of wish I could put that into play, but at the same time, like, don't think it's necessary. Let's go ahead and activate Heart. Okay, hit a couple of good cards. Is that 2 BIOS updates? It sure is. So let's go ahead and crack Goliath Gauntlet. Let's go 5. The cool thing about this turn is that it looks like I'm actually going to throw maximum velocity at my opponent. Like, it actually just looks like I'm going to throw maximum velocity at my opponent because of... Are they going to activate Backup Protocol Red in response? No, they're not. Interesting. They're keeping their hand. I guess they understand that this is, like, going to be something very good. I'm curious to know if they give 3 cards here. They do. They just give me 3 cards. I was like, do you give me 3 cards here, or do you give me an item here? I would like... That was a question that I was curious to know how they would respond to. They don't have any items in play, so I don't really have a reason. So let's go ahead and play Teklo-Core. I think that playing Teklo-Core is like really solid. Like like playing anything off the top of your deck is really good. Man, playing TikTok Clock as an instant is so cool, but unfortunately it's just not there this turn. Activate Heart. Getting rid of 2 pretty good cards, and then yeah, I'm going to come in for 5. I'm going to boost here, and I'm just going to see if they let me hit them or not. Because, I mean, this is a super relevant on-hit effect in the mirror like this. Like, this is super important. And if they do let it hit, I'm actually just going to get the Hadron Collider, I think. Okay, and they block 5. And then I'm going to attack for 2, put our opponent to 17. And then I'm going to Arsenal TikTok Clock and pass. And then our hand's not very good, so... And they do boost, which is interesting to me. I mean, I don't really want to go to 10 because my hand is not all that in a bag of chips. Teklo-Core lets me play this. This lets me play this. And this lets me come in with this, and I can play this and crank. And then technically have an extra resource if I decide that I want to do anything. So maybe going to 10 to be able to keep the pressure on is where I want to be at. Going to 8, I guess. I don't like going to 8, but I think we can try to use TikTok Clock to get rid of some of the advantage that they just tried to establish that turn. Yes, we'll crank. Yeah, like, I wish one of these was a red. would be so much more threatening, in my opinion. Like, the fact that we had quad blues in a 15 blue deck is like, I mean, again, not impossible, like more improbable than impossible, but I mean, crazier things have happened. Now, we're just going to destroy one item here. There's no reason to destroy anything else. Just going to assume my opponent's hand is pretty good. Yeah, like I'm at 8. Shooting them twice doesn't do much for me here. I think playing Teklo Core is just the best play. I mean, if we can block 6, we get to have a pretty good turn here. Like, if we can block Zipper Hit and 0 to 60, we can go Throttle and Heist, which is 11 points with 1 relevant on-hit effect. Now, you love to see that. I mean, I guess the action point, like, just kind of keeps them in it, but... Okay. So, let's do this, and then... we actually get to have a 15-point turn if they don't throw something at us that we have to block. Okay, so 2 action points now. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, if we're only going to get to keep 1 card here, we're going to keep the Throttle because it's more damage. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what we do here. Go to 4. Like, thankfully there was no boom grenade off the top there. They don't have any resources, so now they can't play it. So I go to 2, and then I get to have a really bonkers turn. Their turn just wasn't good enough, thank God. That could have been really bad for us, but now I think we're going to win. So 6. Papaya? Interesting name. So, okay, our opponent stays at 8. I mean, yeah, I'm going to boost this. This is like a good card. Like, and our opponent might just give 6 here. I'm not sure. Interesting. I could get Red Protocol here and get a good card back, or I could just get Hadron Collider. Okay, they realized that if I get back Hadron Collider, I can crank, and then I have 4 counters on this, and I have 2 action points, plus I have the accelerator. So our opponent took 5 and went to 3. They go to 2, off blocking 1 pistol, give us a card, and then I get to have a 4-card hand with a Hadron Collider and a Teklo Core in play. So we get to just have like a better hand there. All right, well, I didn't think I was going to win that game, but guys, I would be lying if I said I didn't feel pretty good to beat Levi Roush. Levi Roush is a very good player. So, I mean, winning that game is like nothing to slouch at, in my opinion. All right, well, let's talk about Dash for a minute here. Like, I don't know, 4 and 5 was like, 4 and 5 is about how I feel about the deck, if I'm being honest. Like, the Dromai loss felt pretty bad. We won the mirror one time, lost the mirror one time. I feel like I drew better towards the end of the stream. Beat a Kano, which, like, I think our mini force fields were just really good. Lost to an Icelander. Our hands were kind of awkward, and we're only on 17 blues even after we go up a couple post boards. So I don't know. Like, the deck is really cool, like, and it's a lot of fun, but I just don't think it's consistent enough. And maybe I'm wrong. maybe you guys, maybe somebody out there who's watching this or sees this later has broken it wide open, like, or has broke it wide open and just like they're having the time of their life playing the deck. And if you are, that's awesome, and I'm happy for you. But I don't think it's consistent enough for me to really consider playing at ProQuest. Like ProQuests are not this coming weekend, but they're the following weekend, which is crazy that ProQuests are already here. And the first week, I'm playing in 2 every weekend, I'm pretty sure, unless I qualify pretty early on. So I'm going to be honest. I'm probably just playing Fi. I think Fi is like the deck that has the best shot into Lexi, as far as everything's concerned. So I just like, I don't want to buy the cards for Lexi. I could have bought all the cards for Lexi, but I don't want to because she's about to LL, and I don't really want to play her in Living Legend format. I'm probably just going to play Starvo. But I don't know. Like, I just don't. I think Fi has the best shot at beating something, like at beating Lexi, and like it has a decent Dromaya matchup. Like, I think it plays semi well. I think it plays well into the mech heroes. Like, it's a very good hero. Like, I just really like Fi and his position in the metagame right now. So it's probably what I'm going to play during ProQuest season. So if when I'm streaming next week, you guys are probably going to see me streaming Fi, trying to get practice and getting my head in the right place for that. But the one thing that I'm really excited about for ProQuest season is that 3 of the 6 ProQuests I'm going to are draft. That's awesome. That's so cool, and I'm so excited about it. Normally I get to play like 1, maybe 2 drafts. I'm getting to play half of them are drafts, which is awesome. Like, I love the drafts. Like, I love this limited format. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that there are like actually some pretty interesting signals that you can pick up on. If you haven't already, go check out Fab TCG. The developers actually did an article talking about Dash IO and Dash database in draft and CC, and it's a really good article to read. And like, they talk about some of the things that people maybe haven't picked up on. I think it's kind of like a, hey, take this and try this kind of thing, which I think is really cool. So you guys should go check out that article if you haven't. It's a really good read. I sent it to my team and we've discussed it recently, so I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I definitely won't be back tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. Our plan Saturday, I think Saturday morning's kind of open. I might be streaming Saturday morning. I don't know. I got to talk to Carly. I'm not 100% sure. And then I definitely won't be back on Sunday because, and I honestly can't believe I'm saying this, but I am going to a Magic tournament on Sunday. A buddy of mine owns a local shop in our area, and he's having an RCQ. And some of my buddies that I'm friends with from the Magic, community are going. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go and hang out with everybody. And I don't expect to qualify. Like, I'm just playing Burn that I have put together. I'm not expecting to qualify or anything crazy, but I think it'd be fun to go and see everybody. So I won't be streaming on Sunday because I'm playing in a Magic tournament. And then next week will be pretty standard. I'll probably be streaming Monday through Thursday next week, more than likely. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed the Dash IO gameplay. If you guys are watching this later, you see anything, please hit me in the comments below. I'd love to hear about different lines or things you think I could have done better. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys this weekend. Have a good one, guys.